Today I'm going to show you how to build this garage shelving. It's very easy to do. In this video I have included detailed instruction, a step by step, how to get this done. So without further ado, let's begin. First you got to pick out a place where the shelving is going to be. I picked out the left side of my garage. I cleared it out. It's ready to go. What I'm going to do is I'm going to do some measurement. I want to make sure there's clearance from the garage door to the wall, because you don't want to build it too close to the garage door, because when you drive in, you're going to have a problem with the shelf and the car. So I have 31 inches clearance, but I'm just going to go extend the width of the shelving to 2 feet. So that'll give me some wiggle room when I open the door. Then you want to measure out how long the shelving should be. Lucky for me, I could only go up to 8 feet. So I'm just going to get 2 by 8, 2 by 4, 8 inches, 8 feet longer, 2 by 4s, and that should be it. The height of my garage is 7 feet, 5 inches. So it's another good news for me. I'll just cut the 2 by 8 to 6 feet tall, and I could use that 2 feet for the side of my framing that I'm going to do for the side. And this is 2 feet out toward the garage from the wall. Just wanted to see how much of the spacing it will go. So I decided to go to Home Depot and I bought 2 of these plywood 3/4 inch. It's very important to use 3/4 because I'm not going to use too many 2 by 4s to go across the shelving. You will see later on. So I got the Home Depot person to cut the 2 sides, and I told them 2 feet, and they cut it for me. So I got that, so I don't have to do cutting at home to minimize my work. Then what I'm going to do is I'm going to measure 21 inches, because I'm going to get inch and a half from each 2 by each 2 by 4s that I'm going to cut, and then from the sides, I'm going to have 2 by 8 on one side, a long way. So I'm going to get an inch and a half. That's why I'm making the sides 21 inches. You will see later on when I get to that stage. As with any saw, when you're using them, you want to be extra careful. You want to get your fingers, your hands away from it. It is recommended you don't wear gloves, but I wear gloves because I consider myself an expert, and that's not good. But I don't want to take off glove and put it back on, so I just kept it on. But whenever you're using a saw or something, take off your gloves. This way you could kind of use your senses to exactly where the blades are, where your hands are, because what you tend to do is you tend to forget where your hand is when you're using the saw. So what I did was, here I used a square to make sure I get this nice 90-degree angle, and I used the Ryobi drill to use the to screw in the sheetrock screw I've used here. I had some sheetrock screw laying around my house, so I decided to use that. So what I did was I also went ahead and I marked out the 4 feet 4 feet distance, 2 by 8. Basically I decided to put this bridge halfway into the shelf. I'm not gonna put any more, because I don't see the need for it. The 2 by 4, 2 by 8s, a long way, and the side I put 3 of them on the one on each end, one in the middle, and the 3/4 plywood should be strong enough to hold whatever is it that I'm trying to store. So I made 3 of these out. It's if you measure it, it's 2 by 8. So what I did was I went ahead and installed the first one, and I put this the post that's going to go in the middle already there. This way it'll serve as a guide for me to install the other 2. So first thing I did was I put a pilot screw there, because I'm going to install it on my own. So what I'm going to do is get the second one and use this screw that I just put halfway in to hold it for me. Meantime, I will be able to level it in the other end, and then I'm going to screw it on the wall directly to the 2 by 4. Whatever project you are doing, you want to make sure it's leveled, because you do not want to end up with a crooked project at the end. All the hard work that you are doing, You want to look at it and admire it later. With a crooked looking project, you won't be able to do that. So please make sure you level it. Uh, you know what they say, measure twice, cut once. So my project looks leveled, and this particular 2x4 that I use right there, that's just temporarily placed because I want to start all the shelving from one starting point. As I install the third shelving, I'm sure you must have noticed that corner. I already have a screw in halfway because I don't have the second person to hold it up there. So one end of my frame is being held by the screw. Meanwhile, I'm going to level off the other end, making sure it's in place. When I have that established, I'm going to get the drill and start installing. And this is what it looks like right now with no plywood on top of it. It's very simple. I want to show you. I didn't use too many 2x4s. Very little material. I try to be as efficient as possible. And I'm checking all my posts, making sure they are all vertical, or whatever I install horizontally, I want to make sure they are horizontal before I install my plywood. This is what it looks like. I wanted to give you a clear look of what the skeleton looks like. Now, the plywood that I bought from Home Depot, the 3/4 plywood, all I had to do is just slide it right in and screw it in place. Thanks to my forward thinking, I had the Home Depot guy cut it for me. It was all free. I didn't have to pay a dime. I saved time and my project got done sooner. This is what it looks like. What I'm going to do is I'm going to screw in the plywood in place. I'm using 1/5/8, again, sheetrock screw. I had them laying around. So I'm making use of the material I already had. This is what my shelf looks like. It's a beautiful shelf. I can't wait to fill it up with all the stuff. Oh, look at that. It's already here. Nice. If you find this video useful, please do not forget to subscribe, share with your family and friends, and lastly, like the video. Thank you for watching.